All right, let's just jump right in. For years, we've all been taught to stuff our keywords into HTML headings. But what if that whole strategy is outdated? What if it's actually holding you back? Well, in this explainer, we're going to master headings for modern SEO. And that means moving beyond old tricks and focusing on what really matters to Google right now.
And really, it all boils down to this one simple idea. Most people are using headings all wrong. See, their primary job isn't for keyword stuffing. It's for creating the architectural blueprint of your page. And if you can get that blueprint right, trust me, Google will absolutely notice.
This leads us to what the source material calls the hobo philosophy, and it's brilliant. The concept is super simple. Put your user-friendly structure first and let the keywords come second. Because when you make your content crystal clear for a person, you're also making it perfectly clear for Google. It's a win-win.
But hey, this isn't just some nice-sounding theory. As we're about to see, this whole user-first approach is actually hardwired directly into Google's most fundamental ranking systems.
And here it is, the proof. We're not guessing anymore. Thanks to testimony from the big US versus Google antitrust case, we now know that headings are a crucial part of a core relevance score they call topicality. This isn't some minor little factor. It is baked right into the engine of how Google figures out what a page is about. So where do headings actually fit into this? Well, topicality is built on what they call the ABC signals. A for anchors, B for body, and C for clicks. And as you can see, headings are a major crucial piece of that B for body signal. And if you want to hear it straight from the horse's mouth, here you go. John Mueller from Google says it plain as day. They use H tags to understand the structure of a page. They want to see the hierarchy, to see how all the different ideas connect to each other. And it goes even deeper than that. A clean, logical heading structure is a direct on-page signal of quality. We're talking about EEAT, experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trust. A well-organized page just screams expertise and trustworthiness, which is absolutely essential if you're writing about important stuff like finance or health. Okay, so we get it. We know why structure is so critical. Now, let's get practical. Let's dig into the actual rules for building that perfect heading hierarchy. I want you to start thinking of yourself as a digital architect, and this is your blueprint.
This is my absolute favorite way to think about it. It just makes so much sense. Your H1 tag, that's the title of the entire book. Your H2s are the chapter titles, your H3s are the main sections inside each chapter, and so on all the way down. It's just a simple outline, and once you see it this way, I promise you'll never be able to unsee it.
Now, you've probably heard people debate this one. Can you use more than one H1 on a page? Well, here's the deal. While HTML5 technically allowed it, in the real world, browsers and screen readers just never really supported it properly. So the bottom line, for safety, clarity, and just plain effectiveness, stick to one single H1 per page. End of story. And this right here, this shows the single biggest mistake people make. Look at that bad example on the left. It jumps from an H1 straight down to an H4. You can't do that. It breaks the logical flow. You always have to follow a sequential order, just like in the good example. Never, ever skip a heading level. All right, enough theory. Let's switch gears and get into action. How can you apply this stuff right now, today? Well, here is a super simple 3-step audit that you can use on any page of your website for an immediate impact. Okay, here are the 3 big ones, the absolute non-negotiables for your audit. First, one H1 only. Every page needs one and just one. Second, maintain that sequential hierarchy we just talked about. Don't skip levels. And third, remember that headings are for structure, not for style. If you just want to make text look bigger, use CSS for that. That's what it's for. So now let's look ahead, because this isn't just about winning a classic SEO anymore. Having a perfect logical structure is becoming your single most important strategy for thriving in the new era of AI-driven search. Let me give you a great real-world example. Take the name Sean Anderson. That name could refer to an SEO expert, a college professor, or even a pro baseball pitcher. So how on earth does Google's AI know which one you're talking about? The answer is in your headings. Just look at the night and day difference here. A vague page with generic headings like About Sean Anderson and My Career leaves the AI completely guessing. But a specific page? That sends powerful, unmistakable clues. The H1 immediately clarifies which Sean Anderson this is, and the H2 adds that critical clarifying context.
So what does this actually do for an AI, like in Google's SGE? Well, two big things. First, good headings create these perfect, clean chunks of content that the AI can easily pull out and use as a standalone answer. And second, that logical structure lets the AI see relationships between concepts, turning your site into a fortress of facts it can learn from.
And this, right here, is the ultimate goal. You're not just creating another web page anymore. You are building what the source calls a canonical source of ground truth. A single, authoritative, and trustworthy hub that both humans and AI systems can rely on as being accurate.
You know, this ties directly into a technology Google's already been using for a while called passage indexing. Those clear headings you create, they create distinct passages. And this lets Google pull one specific, super relevant paragraph out of a giant article and rank it as the #1 answer to a very specific question.
But just a quick word of warning here from former Google engineer Matt Cutts, don't go crazy with it. The goal is to create a logical structure, not just wrap every single paragraph on your page in a heading tag. More is not better here.
And at the end of the day, let's bring it all back to the user. Because let's be honest, people don't read web pages anymore. They scan them. Your headings are the signposts. They're the guides that help people's eyes jump to the exact section they need, which keeps them engaged and on your page longer. And that's another fantastic signal to send to Google.
So, the real takeaway here, the big picture, is a fundamental shift in your mindset. It's time to move away from thinking about headings as a tactical SEO trick and start seeing them as a core strategy of clarity. Because good structure is one of the most powerful on-page signals of quality and expertise you have.
Let's wrap up on this powerful strategic goal. Your website is the one digital asset you truly own and control. And by building it with a clear, logical, and user-first structure, you are establishing it as the authoritative hub for your entire digital presence, your canonical source of truth.
And that really just leaves us with one final, and I think very important question to think about. As AI continues to completely reshape the world of search, is your website's architecture a solid foundation built on clarity and structure, or is it a house of cards just waiting to collapse?